Hello everyone. My name is Molly and this is Kelsey, and we are going to guide you through a mathematical journey over ratios. Before we get started, we have a couple things to go over. When you see this image, pause the video. When you see this image, work by yourself. And when you see this image, work as a group. Important, you must show your work because you will be graded on your efforts as well as your answers. Get your thinking caps on because it's now time for a warm-up. Who do you think is going to win this race? Why or why not? If these two runners, who would win? Would it be fair if they had to run the same distance? Work as a group to find an answer. Now it's time for an activity. Have team member 1 walk from one side of the room to the other, while team member 2 counts how many steps were took. Write down the number. Have member 2 repeat this process. Pause the video while you do this. Do the results from the walking activity change your answers to the previous two questions? Discuss as a group. Now we are going to stop and talk about ratios and fractions. A fraction is a numerical quantity that is not a whole number. A ratio is the quantitative relation between two amounts showing the number of times one value contains or is contained with the other. Now, on to the real problem. Read through this problem on your own. Write down any information that you think is important to know. Now you're going to read through the problem and discuss with your group what the question is asking and the strategies you might use to solve it. Do not answer it just quite yet. Problem 1. Who will take the fewest steps to walk his or her track? Explain how you found your answer. In the next 3 minutes, try and solve the problem on your own. Now try and solve the problem as a group and reach a single answer if you can. Problem 2. How many more steps do the two others need to take to finish their track after the winner from problem 1 has finished their track? How many more steps do the two others need to take to finish their tracks? Work together to find an answer to this problem. Do you have your answer? Discuss as a group. Have you noticed any ratios in your answer? If not, do you think ratios might help explain your answers? Problem 3. Who do you think will win the race? And who do you think will take the longest to finish? Explain your reasoning. Work by yourself to find the answer and then share with your group. Now, the moment that you all have been waiting for. Problem 1. Who needs to take the fewest steps to walk his or her track? The answer is Lexi. Problem 2. How many steps do the two others have to take to finish their track after the winner from the problem 1 had finished their track? Josh needs to take 2 more steps and Hannah needs to take 1 more step. You can solve this by drawing out a bar graph. You can see that on the first graph is Josh, and for every 1 foot he has to take 1 step. You can see on Hannah's, for every 2 feet she has to take 3 steps, and for Lexi's, for every 1 foot she has to take 2 steps, because her foot is only half a foot. Problem 3. Lexi will win because she has to take the fewest steps to finish her track, and Josh will take the longest because he has to take the most steps to finish his track. The ratios for this is Josh's, for every 1 foot he has to take 1 step. Lexi is for every 2 feet she has to take 3 steps. That was Hannah's. And then Lexi's is for every 2 feet. She has to take 4 steps, which is really just 1 to 2. Something to think about. Do you think the rate at which they take their steps would affect who wins and who takes the longest? Do you or your group use ratios to figure out any of the answers? And how might you use ratios in the future to solve problems like these? Great job working hard and working as a team today.